So today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of living in Fort Pierce, Florida, a mermaid's perspective. As we fly over South Beach on Hutchinson Island, this video will be primarily focused on that part of Fort Pierce, Florida. And we might talk a little bit about living on the island as well. That's where I'm filming from. Another pro is this amazing waterway access right out to the ocean. Let's take a look at Jetty Park. This is a beautiful park where you can fish, swing on the swing sets, have a picnic at one of the tables, and you're also going to see the restaurants here in a little bit. Take a look on the left, you'll see some of the swings. And here on the right, look at the artwork. The benches are done in beautiful tile mosaics. Some of the swings coming up on the left again. Picture yourself right here swinging on that swing, watching the water and the boats as they come in and go out, especially on one of the days when we have one of the fishing tournaments. Lots of boats go in and out. One of my favorite things to do is get on a beach cruiser and cruise the beach. Right here you have a station to pump up your tires. You could also park them right here if necessary while you go over to the restaurant. Maybe you have lunch, or you just choose to ride around the island on your bicycle. If you're an avid boater, this might be the location for you. Take a look as this boat comes in. Beachfront hotel and restaurant on your left, as well as the Dune Bar. And then you also have two more restaurants, and coming up momentarily will be the Jetty Lounge. If you don't know, the Jetty Lounge is famous for its rum runners to go. Well, one of the cons of living in Fort Pierce, Florida, and living in Florida in general, is the no-see-ums. They bite, and we might not stay in this location very long because they're annoying. This time of year they come out. You might be having dinner at sunset right up on the beach, thinking you're going to come to the restaurant, have a wonderful dinner, and lo and behold, you get bit all over the place by no-see-ums. They're not any fun. That would be one of the cons. Another one of the cons I'm actually going to show you walking down the beach. We are not a monitored beach, or like down in Fort Lauderdale where they clean up the beach. So I'm going to show you one of those situations, or part of that that's not taken care of on the beach. That would be another one of the cons of living in this area. And then I have a few more for you that I'll share as well. Are you going to stop and take a picture? So we have somebody who's using our trail as well.
I had a friend who was just talking about
A mermaid? I live here locally, so pleasure to meet you. What's your name?
Jeff.
Jeff, it's a pleasure. I'm Tamela.
Nice to meet you.
Are you here on the island, or are you just visiting? Or?
Yes, I am. I'm a new resident of the island.
Well, welcome to the island. South Beach on Hutchinson Island, and you're using the trail out here, which you can see is absolutely fabulous to have. So, I love it. Huh? Well, I'm doing the pros and cons. I'm doing the pros and cons right now. So what would you say is one of the cons? One of the downsides?
Very, very quiet.
And what's one of the pros?
Just tons of places to walk. Quiet.
Thanks. Take care. Have a good day. Enjoy. Well, there you have it. I could not have scripted that better.
A lot of nice restaurants on the island as well.
A lot of nice restaurants on the island as well. And I would agree. Thank you. So don't know if you got to hear that, but he said there are a lot of nice islands, a lot of nice restaurants here on the island. So that's one of the things that I would love to share with you. So let's go into some of the pros for just a moment. As you could hear from Jeff as he was walking by, there's lots of wonderful places to be able to get outdoors and to get some exercise. Lots of places to walk. Now, one of the pros is that it's quiet, but that can also be one of the cons, is that it can be very quiet. There's not an awful lot of nightlife and things like that. I'm actually sitting outside of Square Grouper right now, and they don't close that late. So if you're accustomed to being in an area where the restaurants and the bars stay open until 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, you might find that that doesn't happen. Last night, as I was driving home from meeting some friends in Stuart for somebody's birthday, I noticed that there really wasn't much traffic. Now, that might be a pro for you or might be a con. Let me go to the other side of this. The other side of that is you might actually find yourself in a situation where during season there are a lot of snowbirds that come in. Hello, hi. And so you might find that it's actually not very quiet. You might go to a restaurant and get ready to come into a restaurant and then find yourself in a situation where you can't get dinner. That could be one of your cons, right? Because you want to have dinner. So yes, we do have an influx of people that come to our area during season. That typically runs from October until April. So I'm sitting out here now enjoying the weather, but maybe the heat, that could be another one for you. I mean, every once in a while you're going to see me wipe off because yes, I'm sparkling even though I'm a mermaid. So it could be that the heat and the humidity. Now we have had a pretty warm summer, I'll have to say. But for me, I just go into the air conditioning. For you, that might be a con. We're going to go into some of the other areas as well, and we'll talk about some of the pros and cons of that also. I would say one of the pros of living in Fort Pierce on the mainland is that you can actually come right across to the island and you're right here at the beach. And I'm going to show you some video, aerial, as well as walking down the beach and seeing that beautiful sunrise. One of the reasons that we're known as Sunrise City. If you love to fish, maybe in a moment we're going to see a boat. If I stay here long enough, we might actually see a boat go by. And I'll stop the video so that you can see that. You'll be able to come here and go fishing because, yes, we have amazing access to the ocean as well as all of the fishing that you might like to do. We have tournaments as well, which I can pop up some video for you of some of the tournaments that go on. So there are a lot of reasons that you might find pros and cons to each of them. Some of them might be considered pros for you and some might be considered cons. Now I'm going to show you some of the different areas as well. But like Jeff said as he was walking by, and he was so kind to share, and he had to take a picture of the mermaid because, you know, it's not really common to see a mermaid sitting out here. He wanted to take one of the photos, but he also shared with me from his point of view what the pros and cons were. And as you could tell from what he said, the same pro might be the same con. Oh, here we go. There's somebody that's been out now. Now we have access right out to the ocean. To me, that would be a pro. A lot of the locations, a lot of the places to go out to the ocean are not as wide. And so your access, your ocean access is not as wide. If you were down in Boynton, you would find that there's a lot more waves and a lot more undertow that could cause it to be more challenging if you go to take the boat out. Here, it's a much wider access to go out to the ocean, and you'll notice that there's not quite as much activity, not as many waves and undertow as well. And you're going to see another boat here in a few moments as it goes by. Thank you for watching this video and coming to my channel. And as you can see in the background, there's another boat going out. This was filmed during the week with less activity, and you can see another person riding by on their bike. Thanks again for coming to my channel. Feel free to hit that comment, like, subscribe button so that you know when new videos are coming out. Yeah, I'm doing some video for YouTube.